Ever feel like you're doing the right thing, but constantly second guessing because of what you're seeing online? There's a big problem with too much input. And what I mean by this is that when you're scrolling on Instagram every single day and you hear people talking about this is the next best strategy, AI developing in 2026, this isn't going to work anymore, this model sucks, this is super unscalable. Everyone's saying something different depending on who it is that you follow. For me personally, when I used to go on Instagram and scroll every single day and thought to myself, I'm doing something right because of all the people that I'm following, my feed's really optimized, I'm getting all business content. But what started to happen, especially with the AI wave, is everyone was saying something different. They were telling me that my model was not going to exist next year, that everything should be AI optimized, that this should be different, this is going to work, this isn't going to work. And I was filling my mind with so much self-doubt just because I was scrolling on Instagram. And there's two different sides to that. Some days I was doubting what I was doing. Other days I heard videos where people were talking about the path that I was trying to go on. And I was like, oh, I am on the right path. I am doing the right thing. I was basically looking for validation from every single video that I was watching, is what I was doing. Every time someone would talk about something, I compared it to what I was doing or what I was thinking, and I either was getting depressed from that or getting pissed off because I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing the right thing. I should be focusing more on this or doing that. It was brutal. Many of you probably aren't second guessing because you're not working too hard. You're second guessing because you're letting too many voices in. What you need to realize is that everyone is in their own lane. Everyone's doing their own thing. Just because this model, this offer worked for this person, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And what is it you want to do? Every creator, every entrepreneur, every business owner is just sharing their own way and what has worked for them or what they think is right at the end of the day. And that's why I like to emphasize to everyone that watches these videos, for the people that do watch me, is you got to just figure it out for yourself and just start. Start doing shit, start failing, start learning, because what worked for me might not work for you. And what worked for this person might not work for you. But you need to figure out that for yourself, basically. So another big thing is that most people are just showing their highlight reel online for the most part. No one's showing the actual behind the scenes of how shitty things are going, or how the offer just tanked and didn't work, and a year later everything went to shit, or the model sucks. Like, no one talks about or shows any of that for the most part. They just show you the highlight reel, they show you the Stripe screenshots, which is why I like to have videos like the last two videos that I posted, or 2 videos ago, where I talked about feeling like you're left like behind in life and stuff like that, because that's just authentic. It's just true. Sometimes I think like that, but it doesn't explode and get a crazy amount of views because for the most part, people don't want to hear or listen to any of that. They just want to see the crazy Lambos and buy new cars and new watches and shit. But no one shows the behind the scenes or the chaos of what they're managing with. Listening to everyone is basically just a fast track to doing nothing. You need to go all in on your own path. When I was scrolling in the kitchen 2 weeks ago, getting bombarded by all these different business owners and entrepreneurs talking about the next best model and the next best offer and how AI is going to take over and ruins everyone's business, I was like, holy shit, I need to stop listening to all these people and letting all this noise in my head and change the trajectory of what it is that I'm trying to do. Because I remember back when I was at home in the basement, I didn't really follow anyone or do anything for the most part. I was just doing my own shit. I was just waking up and working on what I needed to work on and figuring it out. That's what I vividly remember. Like, I don't ever remember having self-doubt or thinking that I wasn't doing the right thing or I had the wrong offer or wrong model, because I just wasn't following anyone. I wasn't listening to anyone. I didn't have anyone talking in my ear every single day, which is basically what social media and content does. Just distracts you. So I unfollowed a bunch of people, stopped binging business content, thinking I was doing myself a favor, and realized that I'm just focusing on my own book and the chapter that I'm currently in. And what's helped me is that I've realized that I know there's a better model out there. I know there's a better offer. But right now, this is my chapter, and this is what I'm currently working on and what I'm doing. So like I have written down here, you can't build 10 bridges at once, you'll just end up stuck in the middle of them all. Now, this is huge, protecting your energy. So at the end of the day, this isn't about focus or what you're focusing on. It's about energy protection, to me specifically. So this type of content will just drain you without you even realizing it. YouTube videos, the reels, the podcast, just constantly putting new information into your brain when you should be building. Because energy is everything. When you go out into your kitchen, you're eating lunch and you're scrolling on Instagram, binging all this business content, and all of a sudden you hear this model's gonna work, this model's gonna work, this model's gonna work, you're like, holy shit, what am I doing? What am I even working on? Am I doing the right thing? Like, what's the point of this? Everyone's saying that it's just not gonna work anyways, and it's not gonna exist next year. And you realize that you could have been having a great day up until lunch and you watch those dumbass videos, and now your energy's gone to shit and you feel like shit and you're just kind of like almost bummed out for legitimately no reason. So when I was working, well, now and back at home in the basement, 12, 14 hours a day, like I was not doing any of that. I was alone. I was the only person who could affect my energy. So if I was always good and I was being positive and I was taking every situation with a grain of salt and just working towards what I wanted to work towards and what I thought I should be working on, I was feeling great. I was doing great. Everything was fine. But the moment I started listening to other people just by watching content, I'm not saying if you have a mentor, don't listen to them, but just by binging random content out of context, probably for the most part, it started to affect my energy and what I was doing every single day. You need to master the inner game. People look at all these other models and offers for one reason and one reason only, because they think the grass is always greener. But I promise you, it's not. Business problems don't ever stop. Clients will get upset, a system will crash, ads will flop, team members will quit, but you can't let that stuff shake your mindset and stop you from being positive. Being positive, to me, isn't just a mindset, it's a legit strategy. If you can stay calm and happy even while stuff is technically, falling apart, then you're winning. That's the real game. The people that are just constantly happy and positive and say that they love what they do, that doesn't mean that they have nothing wrong happening. Like their business is just sunshine and rainbows 24/7. They have shit going wrong probably all the time, every day, more than us if they're at a higher scale than you. But because they've mastered the art of just being positive and they love what they're working towards and they're working on, well, who cares? At the end of the day, it's just work. There's a new problem, figure out a new solution, and that's it. So you need to master the inner game and stop looking elsewhere for validation from online business owners, entrepreneurs, creators, posting what you think is going to change your life and be the next best model, the next best offer. The grass is always greener. It's not. To wrap this up, you don't need to be everywhere and to know everything. You just need to understand that be locked in your own chapter, protect your peace, and you're doing the right thing. If you're working on something, you're doing better than most. Appreciate you guys. Do me a favor. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of this year. Like, comment, click the subscribe button. Help your boy hit a goal. Also, if you run a real estate SMA and you're looking to scale to 30, 40, 50K a month, or you're looking to sign your first client and hit your first 10K a month, we help everyone at every different stage, because I've been through every different stage there is to go through for the most part, besides hitting these crazy next goals. I can help you. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I'm still taking all the calls. Click the first link in the description, book a sales call. Let's go. See you in the next one. Peace.